Greetings, everyone. And today's broadcast is brought to you by the I Am Mantras. Today's mantra, I am radiant. I am radiant, for all who see my face and hear my voice shall know that I am assured of self. I am always sending out light of joy from my very being. I am shining, glowing in all directions from my aura. So it is uttered, so it is. Greetings, everyone. So, forerunners. The definition of the term forerunner is one who goes before. Very simple. In the Bible, Yeshua had a forerunner. Yeshua's forerunner was, of course, John the Baptist. And during that time, many thought that John the Baptist was the promised Messiah because John the Baptist embodied the essence of Yeshua, the essence of Christ consciousness. And let me be clear and preface what I'm about to say by saying that we all have access to the Christ consciousness as divine masculines and divine feminines. We all do. So, Yeshua's forerunner was John the Baptist. And in the beautiful Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah also had a forerunner. The forerunner was, of course, the Bab. The Bab paved the way, just as John the Baptist paved the way for the Christ consciousness embodied both in Yeshua and Baha'u'llah. Now, when these exchanges or transitions take place, sometimes there is upheaval. Well, actually, always. There's always upheaval because, as you know, change can be turbulent at times. Change can bring a surge of emotions that we all must endure from time to time. And with such change, it behooves us to be mindful of the frequency and flow with the frequency, because change is never painful. Change is a beautiful thing when it is a high frequency change. However, the resistance to such change is always painful, as I'm sure that in the instance of Yeshua and Yeshua's forerunner, John the Baptist, there was turmoil, there was friction to a certain extent, of course. There was resistance. Even John the Baptist himself expressed concern and doubt as to whether or not Yeshua was indeed the promised Messiah, and indeed he was. So there was doubt and controversy and friction and resistance, which makes things difficult and painful. In the case of Baha'u'llah and the Bab, there was also, once again, resistance and the unfortunate happenings with family structures, bloodlines, and arguments and back and forths pertaining to those matters. And once again, the resistance to the frequency change was the cause of the pain, the turmoil, the unfortunate and unnecessary happenings that do occur on uh, those types of frequency elevations. Now, knowing that we all have the potential to be Christ consciousness aware and Christ consciousness elevated, we are all in this or on this journey to mastery, mastering of self. So now we look towards today. And now we are in the dispensation of the divine feminine Christ consciousness alongside the divine masculine Christ consciousness. However, we are aware that the divine feminine is rising to take her rightful place as the compassionate leader of this planet. And as such, the same process applies. And so it is. I hope this sheds some light on the fact that all Christ's consciousness beings, those of us that embody the Christ consciousness, such as Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, there's going to be a moment of change that occurs that is uncomfortable for a lot of people, many people, but the change must occur because as Yeshua assumed his rightful place as the Messiah, Christ consciousness, Baha'u'llah did the same. So the divine feminine Christ consciousness will have the same process. Thanks for joining me and see you next time.